If your blood pressure is high, but your doctor told you your blood sugar is normal, or your basic GP labs are normal, there's a good chance you've already pretty much been misled, because the real problem usually starts years before that test even shows anything. Because most men I speak to are doing all what they think is the right things to do. They cut back on salt, they're walking more, they're trying to eat clean, but their numbers still won't kind of drop, okay? So they assume it must be age or genetics or even bad luck, right? And they get told that they need medication, and they think that's the norm, okay? But it's not. What actually is happening is your body has been quietly breaking down for years. Nobody's ever sort of showed you the signs. We might not even have symptoms, because high blood pressure is not just a heart problem, it's usually a metabolic dysfunction. And right at the center of that is insulin resistance. This is not the part most people sort of understand. So you can have completely normal blood sugar from the test and still be highly insulin resistant. So by the time your doctor tells you your glucose is high, okay, you're already probably pre-diabetic. You're already too late, and that's the start of the problem. That's the point where the system can't really compensate anymore, okay? So here's what's going on. Let me sort of run through it. Every time you eat, your body releases insulin. Its job is to move kind of sugar out of the blood and into the cells, your muscles, to be used as energy, okay? That's a normal process, but over time, after years of processed food, too little muscle, too much stress, poor sleep, and no structure, your body stops responding properly. So instead of fixing the problem, it just pumps out more insulin, and then more, and eventually it just can't keep up. And then when blood sugar starts to rise, but the damage started years kind of before that, all right? So forget waiting for the diagnostics. I'm going to tell you now, okay? You may not be ready for this, but this is how you sort of figure out long before the doctor even tells you. The first sign of that will be hungry 1 or 2 hours after eating. You've had a full meal, but still want more sort of food. That's not a fast metabolism, that's unstable blood sugar. Your body spikes. The second one is a sign is constant cravings for carbs, for sugars, for bread, snacks, or chocolate. And that's not just weak discipline, that's your body stuck in a bit of a cycle. You eat carbs, you spike, you crash, then you crave more again. And most men think it's willpower, yeah? It's actually sometimes not, it's a broken metabolism system. Third sign is maybe an afternoon crash. 2 or 3 o'clock hits, you're flat, you can't focus. Yeah, your energy drops and you reach for a coffee or something sweet just to get through the rest of the day, okay? And that's not normal. That's your body sort of struggling to manage fuel properly. And the fourth sign is brain fog, feeling mentally slow. You can't think clearly, you lose focus easily, especially after meals, by the way. Your brain needs a stable supply of fuel. So when your blood sugar and insulin are all over the place, your brain performance really drops significantly, okay? By the way, if you need help creating a preventative strategy to reduce your high blood pressure, we've helped 3,000 plus men fix high blood pressure, avoid meds, and live a risk-free life, okay? You will see a few of the guys dotted around here. I've put not just dropped their numbers, but got in the best shape pretty much of their life to date, okay? As this is only an application process, there is a link down below in the description. Click it, go through it. Hopefully we get to speak one day. Back to the video. So the fifth sign is your belly getting bigger, visceral fat. Even if your body weight hasn't changed much, this is the dangerous fat, the visceral, around the organs, not just the stiff stuff under the skin. This is the fat linked to insulin resistance, inflammation, poor blood flow, and rising blood pressure. Now, the sixth sign is that you're doing all the right things, but still can't lose weight. You're trying to eat better, you're training, you're making some effort, but the fat is still not shifting like it should do. That's because insulin is a fat storage hormone, and insulin is high all the time. Your body stays in storage mode, okay? That makes fat loss far harder than it actually needs to be. Now, the seventh sign is skin tags, yeah? Especially around the neck or under the arms. Most people think they're random, but they're not always random. It's high insulin acts like a growth signal in the body. Skin tags can be one of the signs that insulin has been elevated for quite a long time. The eighth sign is darkened skin around the neck. Yeah, armpits or skin folds. It can look like a bit of dirt or a shadow that won't sort of maybe wash off. This is a classic sign of insulin resistance. It's not the clearest physical sign. Your body has been completely under metabolic pressure for a long time. The ninth sign is high blood pressure, okay, itself. This is where it all starts to hit harder. Insulin resistance affects blood vessels, increases stiffness in the arteries, raises sodium retention, and keeps the body in a more stressed fight or flight state, okay? And that's a huge reason why so many men can't get their blood pressure down, no matter how many sort of surface level things they're trying, yeah? And the 10th sign is bad cholesterol pattern, especially high triglycerides, low HDL. Most people get told their cholesterol is a bit off and just to sort of leave it there, but the pattern often points straight to metabolic dysfunction. It tells you the body is mishandling energy and turning excess glucose into fat, okay? 11th one, pre-diabetic or rise in sugar on a test. This is where most people finally wake up. But this is not an early warning sign. You're pretty much late. This is the point where compensation is starting to fail. The good news is that it's still reversible, but it should be taken a lot more seriously than what most guys do. Now, the 12th sign is fatty liver. This one is more common than most people realize, and a lot of men have it and don't really know. There's no really symptoms, no warning, just silent damage building up in the background, okay? So when your body can't handle glucose properly, the liver ends up taking the hit, yeah, and storing more fat inside its own cells, okay? But here's the truth most guys don't kind of want to hear is you do not suddenly get insulin resistance one day. You build it up through years, poor habits, stress, lack of muscle, bad food choices, no structure, and constantly ignoring the signals your body is kind of giving you. And then one day, one number shows up on a blood test and people kind of act, right? They're shocked, but the body has been telling you the story for years now, okay? Now, the good news is this can be reversed, but not only by guessing, not by relying on medication alone, you fix it by fixing the system. Start with the basics, increase your protein, your fiber with every meal. That helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce cravings, stops big insulin spikes, okay? That will help the problem. And start walking after meals. Every meal, 10 minutes, it will make a massive difference and it'll help muscles pull glucose into the bloodstream without needing as much insulin. It's really simple, but it's really powerful, okay? And if you actually want to know what's really going on inside your body, stop relying on basic sugar tests, you know? They're too late. What you really want to look at is fasting insulin because that tells you how hard your body is working behind the scenes to keep your blood sugar normal. If your fasting insulin is high, you've got a problem. Even if your glucose still looks fine on paper. If your blood pressure is high and you've been chasing surface level fixes, you're probably looking in the wrong place. Fix the metabolism, fix the system, and the pressure often starts to follow, okay? That's where the real work's put in. And that's where the real change actually happens, okay? But look, thanks for listening. All I ask you, share and subscribe. That's just how we can sort of fix this high blood pressure pandemic. If you share this with a friend and keep tuning in. Cheers, guys.